What's going on, internet? The Black Hokage, aka TBH, and to be honest, I am back from E3 2018. This is the year that my team and I got to see the hard work and networking start to finally pay off. I managed to get some hands-on time or behind-the-scenes look at most of the AAA games that are coming out, so I thought I'd put together a video sharing some of my favorite content from the show floor. Before we get into that list, let's have some fun. List your top 10 games from E3 2018 in the comment section below. Let's compare lists, let's debate, but keep it civilized and let's have some fun. Right before E3 began, Koei Tecmo announced the 6th iteration of the Dead or Alive franchise. I actually had an appointment with them and I walked into it not knowing what to expect. I'm happy to announce that I got some hands-on time with the game and it seems like gameplay is actually the focus for Dead or Alive 6. Right off the bat, I noticed that the game's movement felt a lot more fluid with the Xbox One's D-pad. They've added this new mechanic that can be used on offense and defense. If you burn the meter on offense, you can extend combos and cause major damage, and if you use the meter burn on defense, you can stop a combo, but it's all based off timing, so you can't, not only can you not spam it, but you have to time it correctly. So there's some nice new options there. And the icing on the cake is they've announced that they've moved away from the soft engine, which means that the game will no longer have an emphasis on big, goofy looking jiggly titties and more on gameplay and balance. It sounds to me like Koei Tecmo is taking the right steps in the right direction, so you might want to keep your eyes on Dead or Alive 6. The moment I saw Ryuk and Light Yagami at the end of the reveal trailer, I became interested in Jump Force. My brain was doing all different types of equations trying to figure out how the hell Bandai Namco would balance a game featuring a character who can instantly kill you just by writing your name in a book. Lucky for me, I actually got to play an early build of what they had at the Bandai booth. Light wasn't playable in this build, but Goku, Naruto, Sasuke, Luffy, Frieza, and Zoro was, and based off what I played, I wasn't blown away, but it was cool. Once you get past the art style and all your favorite shonen characters being on the screen at once, what you have here is what it feels like a cross between the Ultimate Storm and the Xenoverse games. Only reason I'm not going hard on this game is because what we played was very obviously a early build and new mechanics to be implemented by the time it gets to its release date. Plus, truth be told, all y'all gotta do is add my boy All Might and Deku into the game, and I'm sold. Fresh off the heels of Assassin's Creed Origins comes Odyssey. Now, I had my reservations about this game upon announcement, but after playing it, it lowered my skepticism. It's hard to demo an open world game and get a grasp of the story, so instead I'll focus on the gameplay. I only got an hour with the game, but what I witnessed is a bunch of new mechanics. I can tell you right now, if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you're either going to love or hate this game simply because they are trying new things. I also think this game could potentially attract new fans. Why? Because this game taps into Greek mythology. I've seen a lot of people ask why dude's Spartan kick is so powerful, and the developers told me it's because his legs are blessed by the Greek gods. Not to mention, this is the first game in the series where there's dialogue choice, so there's branching paths. If you want to hear more details about the new abilities and the gods, I suggest you check out my first impressions video over on the GI channel. Ace and I go way more in depth with it. I think you guys will enjoy it. There will be a link in the description box below. I got to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate twice during E3, and if you're one of those people looking for a new game, I hate to break it to you, but this ain't it, and that's okay. From what I played, Ultimate felt more like Sakurai's greatest hits. You know when an artist or a band is at the end of their career, they release their greatest hits collections? That's what this game felt like. It felt like Smash Bros. Wii U with all the old characters, a couple new characters, some quality of life changes, and a couple new maps. I was able to pick up the sticks and feel right at home with this game, and that's probably why I don't have this game higher. I love Smash, but I'd be lying to myself and you if I said it didn't mostly feel the same. I still look forward to it though. I guess that's just a Smash fan of me. Anthem is another game that I got some hands-on time with during E3, and if you're worried about this game, I say, don't be, at least completely. Mechanically, it felt good. I found the third-person shooting to be fun and the flying to be intuitive. The game definitely makes you feel like Iron Man. I think what stood out to me about this game is the world and the amount of verticality it contains. Its lush jungles are everywhere, caves and mountains, and you're going to want to explore it all. All the suits have cool different abilities and they play different roles, and you're not just tied to one. You can swap your suit whenever you feel. My only concern with this game is the lack of PvP. PvE only can work, but BioWare is going to have to knock it out the park with the game's story and post-launch content. I'm not completely sold on Anthem, but I don't think it deserves the amount of hate that it's getting either. If you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts on this game, I'll leave a link to my first impressions video that I did with me and Ethos on the GI channel in the description box below. This is a game that managed to slip under my radar during most of E3. I believe I was busy doing something and I missed when it was initially revealed. I didn't even know the game existed until someone at a party mentioned it. So later on I ended up looking up the trailer on YouTube and I was like, oh shit, this giant look fire. Graphics look nice, and from my understanding this is a remake, so they are changing various mechanics from the original game to modernize it. I didn't get to play Resident Evil 2 as a kid, so it'll be nice to get my hands on what's looking like to be the best version of the game. Now normally I'm not into these 2D indie games, but man was my friend Pedro a pleasant surprise. I got some hands-on time with this game, and the best way I can describe it is Max Payne meets Bulletstorm in a 2D format. You play as this assassin who can slow down time and do all these crazy stylish bullet time moves, and the more stylish your kill, the more points you get. You can ricochet bullets off a frying pan, kick skateboards into people's throats, slow down time, and so much more. If you're a speedrunner, you're gonna absolutely love this game. I think this game is going to be big on Twitch. At least I think I'll have fun streaming it. And what's awesome about this game is it's being made by one dude. It originally started off as a free Flash game that you can play on your web browsers, like on Newgrounds or something like that, and he found the funding to support his dream, so I gotta tip my hat off to dude. I am a big hack and slash fan, specifically the hack and slash games that take skill like Bayonetta, and of course Devil May Cry, so naturally I shed a thug tear when Devil May Cry 5 was revealed at the Xbox conference. I am super intrigued by this game because it looks like the worlds of the old and the new Dante are colliding. I'm curious to know what this means for the series. Will both the Dantes be playable? Will they have different fighting styles? Will there be co-op? Details are scarce because this game wasn't playable on the show floor, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm cool with that. Take your time, Capcom. Make a great game. This is looking like some Sonic Generations type shit, and I'm with it. Ghost of Tsushima looks like the Assassin's Creed game everyone has been asking for. Ladies and gentlemen, in this game, we are finally going to feudal Japan. Apparently, the Mongols have invaded, and it's up to you and your samurai brothers to defend the land. This shit looks fire because everything in it is so visceral, and you can tell they really paid attention to the detail. They said you had the option to make the Mongols speak English or a language you wouldn't understand to increase the immersion. When dude sliced up old boy and the blood came out, fire. The way the wind blows and the field looks, fire. Sony has been killing it with the exclusives, and it looks to be another horse in Sony's stable that's gonna make some noise. I mean, who doesn't want to be a freaking samurai? And my number one game from E3 2018 is Cyberpunk 2077. Now you're probably sitting there like, what? Yep. I was one of the lucky few to get a look at the game behind closed doors on some Illuminaughty shit. I mean, it was an hour-long demo, and I can tell you right now that that trailer from the Xbox conference did not do this game justice. Man, where do I start? I mean, the world is gorgeous. It's this big, open-world, futuristic city that's vibrant, and it's just awesome to see when you see it the first time. Cyberpunk is this first-person shooter RPG that combines elements from Deus Ex, Grand Theft Auto, Fallout, and more. There are all these cool abilities on display, from bullet time to ricocheting bullets to where you want them to be at these crazy angles. You could wall run, super jump, and do so much more. This video would be too long for me to sit here and try to explain it to you, so you just have to kind of take my word on it, because to be honest, I don't know when this game is coming out. What I can tell you is you can check out our more in-depth video between me, Ethos, and Siggy that we did on Cyberpunk over on the GI channel. The video is 30 minutes long, and we really break down what we saw and why this game is so awesome and it's getting so much hype. If you want to check that video out, there will be a link in the description box below. I'll holla at y'all later. Peace. And thanks for watching my video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you'll never miss another video. Also consider pledging my Patreon. It helps keep the lights on. There's a link in the description box below. Peace.